going on, guys? Welcome back. Flow Friday Flow. So again, we're just sort of going to carry on with that mini series that we've been working on. So we started with the ankle, and then we moved into the hamstring and flexion and extension at the pelvis. And today we're going to come a little bit more north, but we are going to utilise the pelvis as well. So we're going to start with a little bit of a static stretch just to help ease off serratus anterior here on the side, latissmus dorsi, and coming down into your track 3 and a little bit of QL as well. And then we're going to look at elevation and depression of the shoulder blade and how we can actually use our pelvis in flexion and extension to just get it mobile, get it moving a little bit so it frees off slightly. And then we're going to come into more of a rotation movement for the trunk, just to again solidify the stretch phase of the lat, but also opening out the facet joints in a new way and focusing on the shoulder blades, winging a little bit. I say winging, that's the wrong word, but certainly elevation and depression, so elevation, depression, and then gliding around the rib cage nice and freely. So first and foremost, use your door frame again. I'm going to stand side onto the door frame so I can grip it easily with my lower hand. So my left hand will be, so if my left foot is closer to the door frame, my left hand will be gripping here at the bottom. I'm going to cross my right foot over my left, and then I'm going to reach up to the top of the door frame here with my right hand. So I'm coming over my head, so my biceps in line with my ear, getting a nice grip with my right hand. So here, I actually want to focus on bringing my chest through a little bit, through this gap. Yeah, so I don't want to stay depressed over. I want to elevate the chest and bring it through the gap. And then from this position, I'm going to push my right pelvis away from me. Okay, so this, you'll feel this stretch come into serratus here and down into the lat. You might even feel it in track 3 down at the bottom here, and a little bit into your quadratus lumborum too. The closer you stand to the door frame, the easier it is. Yeah, the further you stand away, the more you're going to have to push that pelvis. But focus on where the chest is in space. So you want to lift up with the chest and then let it rotate round a little bit. Okay, so we're really leaning our weight in to the stretch, and you will feel that again, as I said, through serratus, a little bit through lat, certainly on the outside of the pelvis, sort of coming down into that glute family and the quadratus lumborum insertion points. Okay, and what I'd want you to do here is hold 60 seconds on each side. So when you're doing one side, the other side's resting. So you do 60 seconds, switch side, 60, switch back, and then switch back again. So total of 4 minutes. Okay. So now we're going to look at elevation and depression of the shoulder blade. And I'm actually going to use my hip through movement, through the flexion and extension phase of the movement pattern to enforce a little bit of that, the movement up the chain into the shoulder blade, which will create the elevation and depression. So by doing this, I'm going to place my hand up on the wall here, take a tiny shuffle back, and now I'm going to step. So if my right hand's up on the wall, I'm going to step my right foot back, so I have a slightly staggered stance. And all I'm going to do here is just reach up as high as I can, and then I'm going to flex and extend at the pelvis, and you'll feel a little bit of a stretch come through serratus. So if we're here and here, you're going to feel a little bit of that stretch come through serratus anterior and down into the lat. You might even feel your shoulder blade wanting to elevate and depress slightly. Okay? So if we're here, we're here. So as I flex my pelvis, or flex my pelvis back. I can feel my shoulder blade wanting to elevate to create that stretch through serratus anterior and the latissmus dorsi. So that's a really nice one. So once you've done your 2 sets of 60 seconds on each side on the static stretch, I want you to do 2 sets of 30 reps on each side with this exercise, just to promote that elevation and depression of the shoulder blade and get some nice flexion extension of the pelvis too. So if you're doing 2 sets of 30, so 30 switch, 30 switch, and we're back. Okay, so now we're going to come to, so this is one of my favourite movements, especially when looking at the facet joints of the spine. So when we're looking at the spine globally, this is actually one of my favourite movements, just to help open out all of those facet joints in space and create some movement and create more space for the torso to move a little bit, but also it helps promote some freedom for the shoulder girdle. So we're going to get into that as well. So you'll actually generally feel a little bit freer in the upper body. So we're going to come back to our static stretch pose. So we're going to be here, again we'll cross over. So this is where we are with the static stretch. But now I'm going to let my left hand hang. So now I'm going to step out with my right foot, and I want to reach here and then let the torso stretch. So we're using that clock face again to create the movement, and I'm just reaching my arm as far forward as I can to create as much movement through the facet joints as I can. So again, this is a really nice movement. Yeah, each rep that goes past, you'll feel yourself wanting to step out a little bit more and a little bit more. Okay, and that's it. So they're the 3 movements of today's sort of Flow Friday. So with that one, again, focus on doing 6 complete rotations on each side. Do your right side, switch, do your left, go back, and go back again. So next week, I'm going to put everything together into one complete flow, so you can see how it all runs and then how you would feel at the end. So this week, focusing on the shoulder blades, shoulder girdle, facet joints of the spine, and a little bit of flexion extension of the pelvis and a little bit of rotation as well, just to get a bit more freedom in space. So there you go. Hope you enjoy. Hope you're staying well and staying healthy, staying alert as always. Enjoy your weekend. Stay hydrated if it's going to be warm, I think it is. And I will catch you next week and on the flip side. Take care, guys.